That caused me to look at my mortality to the degree to
Wow.
say, okay, what am I going to do with the time I have left? And
Mhm.
who am I going to help? What's the legacy that I'm going to bring forward? And how can I help people with the things that I've learned?
This episode is sponsored by AI Your Superpower. If your business feels stuck or overwhelmed, the answer isn't working harder. It is working smarter with AI. Take our free personalized assessment, the AI Opportunity Finder, and discover exactly how AI can save you time, profits, and simplify your operations. Plus, get our exclusive AI toolkit to help you start fast. Visit start.aiyoursuperpower.com to find your best AI opportunities and book your free discovery call. Hello, and welcome back to Happiness by Habit, where we explore the habits, mindset, and stories that create joy from inside out. I'm your host, Silvana Pimentel, and today I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with someone whose presence radiates clarity, courage, and calm power. Today's guest is Paula Washington, a transformational leader and empowerment strategist who has dedicated her life to helping women rise from survival mode into divine alignment. Paula is passionate about guiding others to reawaken their brilliance and walk boldly in their purpose. And trust me, when she speaks, you will feel seen. I cannot wait for you to hear her story, her wisdom, and the habits that help her stay grounded, joyful, and aligned. Paula, welcome to Happiness by Habit.
Hi, Sylvania. This is so pleasure to meet you again. And I am glad to be here. I'm excited about the interview today.
Wonderful. So am I. Let's begin with your story. What life experiences have shaped your mission and message, Paula?
Okay, well, this is going to sound very interesting. Over the years, I've been in business now 26 years. I was in corporate for 20 years, got downsized
Mhm.
several times. And
Oh.
then when I started to look at what happened each decade, there was a major hit and then there was also a major gain. So there was a loss in that decade. So when the marriage falls apart, the jobs fall apart, the money falls apart, and all the plan that they give you, go to college, get married, get a job, have kids, work 30 years, when all of that falls apart, you got to say, wait a minute, I need to figure out what my real plan is for my life. And I need to
Right.
be in charge of that and not let someone else dictate that to me. And so when I lost all the titles and all of those things, and I was just Melody's mom, I
Hmm.
reinvented myself for who I really wanted to be and what I really wanted to do. And I had to do it quite quickly. So I was doing training and leadership development and process improvement and things like that in corporate. So I started actually set up a training, coaching, and consulting company at the time, and then morphed into setting up a women's foundation because I noticed
Oh.
that women in corporate America were kind of dry and their needs weren't being met, and they needed that personal development along with the leadership side and just something specifically just for them. And me personally going through so many different challenges, as a, now divorced single mom at that time, then,
Mm-hmm.
going into from corporate into business ownership, which is a very
Mm.
different field, has a whole different language, and life is just totally different. There is nothing you can expect. The first day sitting at my desk, and there's no one there but me, and I have to do it all. So that was
Oh.
quite the adventure, if you would say. And then, through the years and down through the decades, looking at caregiving for my parents, looking at different situations. I had a health challenge as well, and
Mm-hmm.
looking at the fact that I had, how do I keep moving? How do I keep, standing firm on who I really am? And I realized that life is always going to be transitional. We're always going to have a transition, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
the strategy that we failed. It's the strategy that we used that failed.
Mm-hmm.
And so now in my 60s, I can look back and I can track every decade and look at how to bring all that together. And I created a decade map to do so that helped me. And then fast forward into current years with the Encore Playbook, we had several deaths in our family in 2020.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
all of my first cousins and I lost our last parent, 89. And that caused me to look at my mortality to the degree to
Wow.
say, okay, what am I going to do with the time I have left? And
Mhm.
who am I going to help? What's the legacy that I'm going to bring forward? And how can I help people with the things that I've learned? The craziness of being the fire in the frying pan and then realizing I created the frying pan and all of those other challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis and over time.
Wow, that's so deep, especially when you take a look at your mortality. That is really, really like brings you to a whole different level of
Yes.
thinking, of way to look at things, right? Which brings me to the next question. What is your why, Paula? What is the
My
deeper reason behind the work you do today?
deeper reason is, especially for women,
Hmm.
now at 66, which I'm proud of.
Oh, you look fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. And I was writing this book and I saw that my great grandmother graduated college in 1894 and women
Wow.
weren't supposed to go.
Hmm.
And, women of color were not supposed to be in school. And my grandmother, she graduated from Juilliard. And my mom happened to be the first manager, female manager in a Citibank, and it's first female. No
Hmm.
others, all men. And she was the only
Hmm.
female other than the tellers. And I
Hmm.
looked at what they left me, that perseverance, that tenacity, and all of those things. And I said, well,
Hmm.
wait a minute. I got to step up. I can't funk out now. I got to step up and really package and put together my passion and my heart's work to help people improve the quality of their life going forward. Life begins
Hmm.
at 50. Okay, 50 is a
Hmm.
number for Jubilee. Every year I hear people say, oh, I'm going to be 40, I'm going to be. You should be happy every year that you are
Oh,
alive
absolutely.
and move
Hmm.
forward. You should be
Hmm.
happy every day. So my why is to improve the quality of lives of human beings, to help
Hmm.
them re-engage and reignite who they really are and to live that to the fullest. So that when they leave here, that legacy that they left behind will encourage the next generation and we will continue to move forward.
Wow, that's super deep, Paula. And you talk a lot about your divine alignment. What does that mean to you?
Well, divine alignment actually is on two levels. Lines up with who you are as a person. And when
Mm-hmm.
you own your own power and decide, yes, I know I'm good at this and I'm going to do it, and dot, dot, dot. Then,
Mm-hmm.
secondly, I have a framework for Encore, which is E is exit with intention and is for navigate the new after the crazy, charting a new course with uncertain terrain. And then
Mm-hmm.
C is for commitment, communication, which builds authentic connections and authentic relationships. O is for opportunities, creating, seizing, and aligning those opportunities. And R is
Mm-hmm.
for relevance, setting progressive goals that resonate with not only your plan, but those you're going to be interacting with in your business or your encore career. And then E
Mm-hmm.
is for excellence, your personal trademark. You're known as the go to person. I mean, we know that we come to Silvana for podcasting, for AI, and for all of the things that she does. That is her
Mm-hmm.
personal trademark. And so when you align your Encore framework with that trade, with those uh, parameters, you'll have a strategic outline and strategic plan to be able to go forward. And it doesn't matter what decade you are, ages and stages. The older you are, the more exciting it is, the more valuable and the more opportunities you can create and the more value you can bring to yourself and others. And you know what? It's time to have fun making money and doing business.
Oh, wow. Absolutely, Paula. Well said.
Thank you.
Let's talk about happy habits because the name of this podcast is
Yes.
Happiness by Habit, and we would love to explore what are those happy habits that you have as a daily or weekly rituals in your life, Paula.
Well, happy habits, the Queen Paula. This is how I see myself.
Uh
So
huh.
in the morning, I wake and I'm the visionary. And I'm
Okay.
sitting there having my quiet time, doing my reading and my study or whatever I do, my workout and my exercise, and taking care of all of me first and getting
Mm-hmm.
all of that aligned. And then from there, I get my day started with focus. We're going to start here, and these are the things that we need to move forward with today. And so then I might move into that, the leader perspective, if you will, the prime minister of my business, the CEO of
Mm.
my business, however you want to call it. And
Uh-huh.
I will start to relegate and so forth and so on. I make sure that I stay hydrated. I make sure that I do the practical things that are necessary in checking all of, what's required for each day. And I have a
Mhm.
schedule and I have a full 7-day schedule that I created. It's a time mastery tool where
Mhm.
actually you align everything for the full month and then you back
Mhm.
into it. And so
Mhm.
each day I'm clear on what I need to do, what I need to focus on, and what have you. But I make sure this is one habit I really love that I do. I schedule think time every week.
Mhm.
I schedule personal just chill out time, and then I schedule fun time with others.
Mhm.
So those 3 categories right there help me balance out everything else.
Wow.
Yeah. So and
Love
they
it, love it.
and they keep me happy because, 1, I love to shop, I love to have fun, I like to
Oh,
travel, I like to
me
dance.
too.
Yes, I love to dance and stuff like that, and took up pickleball this year. I
That's
have a lot
awesome.
of they yeah, I do have a lot of fun things I like to do, and so I
Mhm.
have to make sure that I'm a priority.
Absolutely. Only that way, when you make sure you fill your own cup first, then you can help others. Otherwise, and that is something that I will take from this, your daily habits, and I think is very relevant, especially for women in the industry, is we need to take care of us first. Like in
Absolutely.
the airplane, they tell you put your mask on first, and then you can help others, the kids, and the all. This is also applies for us in life. Very nice. Let's talk about another of my passions, which is AI. I'm
Yes.
big on AI, and I would love to know what are some how AI is shaping your life if you are incorporating AI in your business, in your personal life, and what are some tools or that you are currently using.
Well, AI has definitely changed some things. I did a post
Mm.
yesterday about the original typewriter that we used back in the day, and
Oh
look
yeah.
how far we've come today
Uh-huh.
with technology, but I use AI quite a bit. It helps, I find, shorten development time. It's excellent for research. I use a couple of tools. I use Perplexity and Claude and a couple of other tools
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
research and things of that nature. I use it without even realizing I'm using it, because there's so many tools that are integrated within systems, within my website, within my email marketing, within different things that I do for business. I use AI in those capacities as well. And I also had to get over the fear of actually using it.
Mm.
Because I had kind of for a while, I kinda pulled back from the public eye as you would, and then came
Mm-hmm.
back out with the new book and the website and all these new bells and whistles and everything, and I had to learn all of those tools. I had to learn all of that because I can't lead unless I know, right? And so it
Absolutely.
was quite the learning curve.
Wonderful, wonderful. And one of the applications you mentioned is research. Definitely, it brought us to a whole different level of tools. Like the way you do research nowadays with AI is absolutely breathtaking because basically you have at your fingerprints the biggest database ever, which is like all the information that is out there, and you can get do a really good quality deep search analysis of any topic right now, like in within minutes, which is super powerful. Having that data will allow you to make informed decisions, to be more accurate on your outcome also. So this is great. Paul, I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. Let's talk about empowerment, identity, and impact. You help women transition from survival mode into power mode. That is a really big journey. What are some signs someone starts in survival? Like how can they begin to shift from survival into power mode?
I have this little saying, the power of the pivot. So,
Mm.
where you are currently, you need an
Mm-hmm.
exit strategy to go to the next place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if you're stuck and you're going around in circles, how do I get unstuck? Okay, what is it that you really want to do? What is it that you're afraid of? And we identify those parameters that are holding you back through
Mm-hmm.
a simple assessment. And once we help you discover what that is, then we come up with an exit strategy for next steps. So
Mm-hmm.
many times I had For instance, I had an executive call me in and ask me to do some training for her department. So I come in, we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden she closes the door and she starts whispering, I want to leave my job. I'm like, okay, why are we whispering? And she says, I don't want anybody to know. I'm like, nobody's here but you and I. 'Cause I wanna do X, Y, and Z. I said, "Fine." And I set up a program with her, and then, while I was doing the work that she wanted me to come in and do, I was working with her as well. I had a book signing 2 weeks ago at a space, and the director of HR came down, walked straight over to me. Everybody in the place was, like, nervous because they didn't know what was going on. She says, "I am going to retire, and I wanna write a book of HR, and I love your book." And I said, "Oh, thank you." So I signed it and I shared with her, "Okay, let's start here. Let's outline when you wanna leave," and I went through that whole exit strategy, the steps for that, so that she would be able to start with something, and I said, "Look at the outline of my book, and I'm sure you can come up with something with yours," and I gave her my information. And so I have an exit with intention strategy. I have an exit strategy tool that I actually work with people to help to move them from one place to the next.
Love it. Very powerful, Paula.
Mhm.
So let's talk about your book. Who is the book for?
The book is for women 50 or over looking to create their next and best chapter who have committed to themselves that I'm ready to move to the next space in my life. One of the things that empowered me many years ago, one of my mentors, Flory Roberts, said to me, create your own microphone that the big boys won't take and stand center stage of your own life. So with the
Mm,
book, you'll notice here that she is center stage. This isn't me, this is every woman.
mm-hmm.
She is center stage getting applause because now it's your turn and it's your time to stand up and take authority, live life on your own terms, create the opportunities you want to move forward, and own them and move forward in them. And so that's the Encore Playbook, bold strategies for women moving forward. What I want you to do is take away is I can, I will, and this is my time.
Ooh, very powerful. Very powerful. So for all the women over 40 who are looking for the new purpose of their life or to reinvent themselves, which I think is a big market and a lot of people are really in that area of their life in that moment. Please go ahead. I encourage you to go and get the book and read it and get inspired and transform your life with this book. Thank you, Paula, so much for showing up today. This is so inspiring, and I'm sure our listeners are gonna appreciate and take some of the golden nuggets you share with us into their life. For the listeners, I encourage you to go ahead and get the book, read it, and live it. And if you want to connect with Paula, please go ahead and connect with her. What is the best way to connect with you, Paula?
They can connect with me on my website, paulawashington.com. There's a link there to book a free strategy call. And I'll be more than happy to sit and have a conversation with you and hear about what you're interested in. They can find me on LinkedIn under Paula Washington MBA. And I am at Instagram at I am Paula Washington.
Wonderful. We will put some of those links here on the show notes as well. Thank you again, and it was a pleasure. And for our listeners, if you like this episode, please go ahead and share it with someone who you think will benefit from this amazing story from Paula. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.